Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a very interesting and serious episode for you guys, so you want to stick around for this one. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as y'all are fully aware, ESPN has been experimenting by bringing on new faces to their to their network. We have seen a surge of new athletes pop up on the network, both former and current players. And just about 3 weeks ago, Patrick Beverley made his entree onto the network, and he totally caused fireworks, with his comments about Chris Paul and the very exchanges that he had on TV. And I think it made for great TV. Of course, we had Redick, who has been a part of that network. I think he signed his contract in October 2021, and he's been with them since. And just this week, they introduced McCollum to their ensemble cast, and I think he's been a welcome addition, and he seems to be a very, very, very sharp guy. I mean, this is the first time I really sat down and listened to him speak, and after watching him for about a day or 2 or 3 days or so, you can tell that this guy is really, really sharp. But yesterday, there was a segment on the show where McCollum, Redick, and Stephen A. Smith were discussing the new Laker hire in Darvin Ham, because the Lakers hired a new head coach. And there was an exchange between this trio, the three of them, that I thought was very, very awkward. I thought it was an awkward exchange. We've been tagged on it on Twitter. Some people wanted us to take a look at it. Now, what we want to do is play this exchange between these gentlemen. It's a bit lengthy, but the reason we want to play it in its entirety is we want you guys to have all of the information, because it's gonna make a lot of sense when I start talking about it. So before we go too far, take a listen to the exchange between the three of them, and then we're going to come back and really unpack this. So take a listen to that there.
Reservations are extremely deep about Russell Westbrook in this system. I think that Russell Westbrook is the kind of dude you got to give the ball to and let him do whatever it is that he does that has made him a perennial all-star and a future Hall of Famer. To work within the concept of a team run by LeBron James is extremely more difficult. And so him being at that press conference yesterday, actually, to me, I didn't like it. And the reason I didn't like it is because, yes, you're still a member of the Lakers, but we all know everybody's been talking about what the Lakers need to do when it comes to Russell Westbrook. He's entering the last year of his deal. He's getting $47 million. Will somebody take him? Well, okay, you're going to keep him. How are you going to fix what happened last year? This is the issue. I don't like when people. I'm being careful about what I say, guys, just so you know, because Russell Westbrook is the kind of guy that when you say something, he thinks it's a character issue. Like you're getting at him, and I have to explain this on several occasions. Ain't talking about Russell Westbrook, the man. I think he's a good brother. He's got his heart in the right place. There's nothing about his character to smear. He can't shoot the ball well. He's not the greatest point guard as it pertains to decision-making. He turns the ball over. And now he's been struggling to reach 68% for the free throw line. So when you take all of those things into consideration and you see what you've seen from the Los Angeles Lakers last year, I think as long as LeBron James and Anthony Davis are healthy, you can overcome it enough to be a playoff team. But that's about the height of my expectations for the Los Angeles Lakers.
So you said a random take, and then you explained a bunch of things about Russell Westbrook that had nothing to do with that take. And so I want clarification on this.
Sure.
What is your issue with Russell Westbrook being at that news conference?
That's a wild thing. That's a wild thing for you to say. Him supporting his team, his organization, his coach, a fellow African-American man that gets hired by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Don't go there.
That's not you're saying, this is what you said.
But no. But see,
you said that
you're crossing the line when you bring up, another African-American man. That's not where I'm going with that.
You said that.
I'm talking about the Lakers organization discussing trading him.
What does that got to do with him?
Well, what I'm saying, no. When you talk about what that has
you said him going to the press conference, you're disappointed.
I'm saying.
Don't run the tape. We got the tape. That's what you said.
Stephen,
the Lakers organization has been talking about moving Russell Westbrook. They're talking about trading him. My point is that this guy, there are question marks as to whether or not he's going to be a part of the team. That's all I meant by saying.
Right now, he's on the team.
I understand
and that's his
that.
new coach.
Okay.
For the time being.
Do you want to take back that statement?
No.
I feel you don't want to take it back.
No, because I didn't mean it the way CJ's trying to interpret it.
Even if you didn't mean it the way I said it. You said that he shouldn't have been at the press conference, which is foul.
I said I did not lie.
He should have been at the press
conference.
Conference.
It's not foul.
I'm saying for him to not show up, but he's in the city.
I'm not faulting him for being there. I'm saying the Los Angeles Lakers are trying to move this dude because last year was so uncharacteristically awful. You've got people that think he's done. I don't believe that. I believe Russell Westbrook's got a lot left in them. But clearly the Lakers have some trepidation about it. Talk to the teams around the league, and they'll tell you the trepidation that exists around Russell Westbrook. So if you're talking about moving this guy, remember he was supportive of Frank Vogel as well. Then he's sitting there at the end of the season saying, I don't know what the hell happened. You know, I was good. I was good to this guy. I was supportive of this guy, et cetera, giving off the impression that there was expectations that came with it in terms of it being reciprocated. So now I don't want to hear that when it comes to the new coach, Darvin Ham, because Darvin Ham is coming in there to coach the team to the best of his ability. What level of expectations do you have then? What level of reciprocation are you having then because you support the new guy coming on board? I'm talking about it from the standpoint of a Lakers organization that has taken a position that they've taken, albeit privately, and I'm saying, excuse me, when I see him at the press conference, it gives the impression, okay, are you keeping him here? Is this guy a part of the team for this upcoming season? Are you no longer talking about moving Russell Westbrook? I'm thinking about it along those lines. That's all.
So you're not thinking about it from the Russell Westbrook standpoint, because essentially what you're saying, because Russell Westbrook was essentially being a professional by showing up to the press conference.
I was talking about the Los Angeles Lakers and the supposed relationship.
That makes this better because the way it came off to us, and
I just wanted clarification.
It was like you didn't think he should be there, and I'm like, you have to show up for your coach in the city.
So that was the exchange, right? And it was pretty fiery and it was pretty awkward. And after that exchange on TV, Kevin Durant took to Twitter and he had to say this about what he saw on TV. He said, let me pull up his tweet here. He said, Steve can't beat up on McCollum, the boxing guy, and the new baseball guy, quote unquote, Mad Dog, or whatever his name is, question mark. I'm locked in now. So those were Kevin Durant's comments as it pertains to the exchange between the three of them, right? And I read some of the comments in the comment section under that video, and a lot of people seemed, to enjoy it. First of all, here are my thoughts on this entire situation. First of all, Stephen A. Smith never said he was disappointed in Russell Westbrook going. I actually listened to the video about 4 or 5 times to be sure that he didn't say that. He didn't say that. So that's the first thing. Secondly, what is sports media turning into right now? Where are we heading? I feel like it's starting to turn into the WWE right now. That's what I feel like sports media. It's no longer about covering the games and giving your analysis. It's about who went at who and a bunch of gotcha moments. Like, you said that. You see what he said? You're wrong. Or who said this about this guy and who did this? I feel like sports is taking the sports media is taking a weird twist right now. I feel like it's becoming less about sports and more about athletes versus media analysts. That's really what it seems to be turning into. And to that I say, why? Why? Like, what is the need for this? I feel like it's starting to become messy. I get that it's great TV and it's great entertainment, but I think it's starting to sully the trade. It's now becoming about who's beefing with who. And sometimes I become victim to this because yes, it's great TV and we want to see what this guy said about this and what this guy. I get it. But the question is, where is all of this heading? Right? Where is this heading? And I've noticed that this seems to take place a lot at ESPN. They're the ones pushing this format of media, and I'm sure it's driving ratings, but to what end? To what end? I would never, if we ever had an opportunity to invite somebody on the show, person that keeps popping up in our mind is Shaq. I don't know why we would like to invite Shaq, but I just feel like Shaq would make for a great conversation. I feel like if we brought Shaq on and we had a bunch of different topics to talk about, I wouldn't be here trying to do my best to debate Shaq or disagree with Shaq. I would be like, how can we have a great, interesting, sports conversation? And I get that it's a debate show, but like, where's the line in all of this? Another thing, the part about when CJ said, as it pertains to Stephen A. Smith, angry about showing his support for another black man. Listen, I think that's a dangerous slope to go down. I think whenever you start saying those type of buzzwords, it brings a whole different element, a whole other element that has absolutely nothing to do with what they were discussing. Whenever you say you're going at a black, it brings in this different type of energy. And y'all usually know it just leads to more and more drama. FS1, Fox Sports 1, I think they've done a good job at avoiding having their analysts and their players go back and forth with each other. I think they've done a good job really circumventing those type of clashes on TV. They've gone around it. They found a way to avoid it altogether. But ESPN seems to be going all in for just drama, full on drama. And it may be entertaining, but it's beginning to look up. You know what it looks like? At a certain point, it looks like a bunch of politicians on a debate stage going at each other, and they're basically up there saying whatever it takes to win over their opponent. Basically, that's what I'm going to say whatever it takes to win. And in some cases, I'm willing to embarrass my opponent in order to win. That's not classy. If we brought on a guest and we started talking about sports, we could debate sports. But when I try to embarrass the guy, I gain nothing from that. And it says more about the person trying to embarrass the person than the person that got embarrassed. Because why would you try to do that? Now, this may be an unpopular opinion because I know, again, people like to see a very spirited debate. But to me, I just think that, we can have great sports debates without it getting messy and disgusting. Like, I think all of us can agree on that. I feel like at certain points, they're just disagreeing for the sake of disagreeing. I've seen Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless go at each other many, many different times. Many, many times. But they kept it in bounds. In this case, I just feel like this exchange was just messy. Now, again, that's what works for them. Maybe at the end of it, they go to the green room or whatever room it is. They dap it up. Hey, man, that was great. We did a great job on TV. Let's go out and grab some lunch or let's grab some dinner. Maybe that's the case. But these are just my opinions because I know a lot of people are like, yeah, I like to see it. It's entertaining. But what is the new precedent this is setting? These are my thoughts. I know a lot of people may think, hey, man, you're coming out of left field. But to me, I just think that, listen, this thing is looking like the WWE right now. Those are my opinions. What I want to know from you guys is, what do you think? Catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.